Hey Threadheads, Darren here with another fly tying pattern, and today we're tying Bob Veverka's Mantis Shrimp. This pattern incorporates rubber legs, natural rabbit fur, and a little bit of fox to give this fly a ton of movement in the water and a somewhat realistic looking profile. These legs are one of the best features of the fly and help really animate it when you're pulling it through over the flats. This is a great fly for Hawaii, Mexico, Belize. I have tied tons of these for clients over the years and have nothing but great reports hearing back from them. Tons of bonefish and lots of great pictures that they've shared with me over the years. Anyways, it's that time. Let's get started. We've got a new hook in the vise. This is a Mustad S71 SMP-GT size 6. And I'm going to be tying this fly using a 6/0 tan uni thread. We'll start at the eye, start wrapping backwards. Just a little bit. We're going to pause here just to put the eye onto this fly. I'm using a 3.2 millimeter black bead chain. You can get this in a variety of colors. Might be a little bit hard to find. If you'd like a source, let me know and I'll put you in touch with a seller that has quite a few different colors and sizes. So for my size 4 size 2 flies, I usually use a 3.2 millimeter, and my size 6 and 8, I tend to use a 2.4 millimeter bead chain eye. It would be nice if there was a size in between there, but I don't believe there actually is. Alright, so that's stage 1. Next, we're going to tie in a small wing. I'm going to use an Arctic foxtail. This one's dyed tan. I dyed this myself. I just bought a couple full white tails and then dyed them a few different colors that I use quite often. But you can find the medallion tails in shops, and that'll work just great. So we'll start by taking some of the underfur out, taking just a small section, maybe half a pencil diameter. And then I like to come up to the top and pull out these guard hairs. I'm going to save those lined up. And what I'll do is I'll tie in the underfur first. And then on top of that, slightly longer, give the appearance of legs or feelers. I tie that right on top of the underfur, the medium length fur, I guess. And we'll tie that down to the bend of the hook. Just want to make sure that that's right on top. Trim off this butt section here. It's okay if you got a little bit, that'll help kind of buffer in between the eyes. So next, it helps if you have a rotary vise for this. So I like to turn that upside down. I'm just going to take a little bit of rabbit. I've got a trim piece from a full skin, and I'm just going to take a little bit. See that? And trim that off. I'm going to use this basically as the mouth parts on this fly. You want to just separate it on either side of the hook. And then we'll tie that in. Just have to be careful as this material can roll a little bit. Alright. So one other thing that I would suggest is if you're tying in this rabbit underneath, you can use a little bit of a contrast color. So I tend to use either like an orange or a flesh colored to tie in those. Alright, next we're going to take a pair of Epoxy Eyes. So these ones are actually a glow version that I created, and I'll put a tutorial online in the next few days to show you how to make your own. They're pretty simple. They just take a little bit of time, mostly to cure. You can see there's a bunch of different ones. I've got pearlescent, green, orange, red, black, clear, and of course the glow ones. Let's use the glow ones today. So you can see these have a natural, just because of the monofilament that they're made on, they have a natural bend to them. So what I want to do is I want to measure them so that they're both the same, and I want the eyes to be turning out when I tie them in. So just want to measure that along the hook shank, and then I'll cut them both so that they're flush. And I want to cut them so that they tuck right in behind this eye. This kind of helps build a bit of a platform for you to tie your fly. So I've got it right in the little recess there. It's the first one. And the second one, I want to tie it right in the same spot here. You want to make sure that it curves out. And it's also important to have these eyes in the same plane so that it doesn't start spinning your fly. So those will kind of come in a little bit, but you can just pull them out with your fingers to give them a bit more of a bend. I'm going to butt that right up against the tail. So those will glow in the dark. If you're fishing dark water, you get a little bit added luminescence. So next we're going to tie in the legs, and for this I use a bass skirt. These come in hundreds of different colors, literally. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 3 strands. I think usually we have about 21 legs in each one of these skirts, and you can get them online, eBay or fly shops, for about $4 for 10 skirts. Okay, so for the first tie, I'm going to take 2 legs. I'm going to place them right on top of the back here. I'm going to tie them in to about 1/3 down the hook shank. And actually you can take them down maybe to the halfway point, it's fine too. Split those out. And next we're going to take a little bit of my homemade laser dub. So this is a barley colored wool with a little bit of the Angelita fiber mixed in. I'll link to the tutorial on how to make that. Just in contrast, here's the side-by-side, the tan colored a Senyo laser dub, and then there's the one that I created. The one I have is a little bit darker, but close enough for our purposes. So you want to take a small amount and start dubbing it, like a dubbing noodle. And we're going to start wrapping on a little bit of a body. Just want to make sure that you don't need too much of a taper, but I like to have them a little bit thicker towards the back. Alright, so when we have that, then we can spread these two mid legs. And we'll tie them down along the side. And we'll add a little bit more dubbing. And so then for the final set, just set it in here, tie it on the close side, fold it over, tie it on top. Just want to make sure you kind of have those matched. It's not very well matched, so I'll unwrap that. I'll trim off this little excess piece. And then we'll just add a little bit more dubbing. I can't remember what color these legs are. I think they're orange and root beer perhaps. But I use quite a few different colors like gold flecked, clear, quite popular, or white, or if I'm tying this in a bit of a pink version, then I'll use some lighter pink colored legs. Endless possibilities. Alright, so we figure eighted a little bit of dubbing in between the eye here, and then we just have to finish this fly with a couple half hitch or a couple whip finishes. Little bit of glue and we're good to go. A little tough to see the profile on this. Hopefully we'll have a bit of a better picture. But there you go. Veverka Mantis Shrimp.